The dev server was updated this morning, and there's a bit more changes than there were in the last change. Unfortunately, there's no new vehicles, but there are a few interesting things. First off, we have some changes to the Mirage 4000, some more changes. Currently, it now has the Matra 530D, which is great because it did only have the 530F before, which was a very big limiting factor. If you don't know, you can get away from the 530F if it's being launched at you just by dropping chaff. You don't have to turn cold or anything like that. The missile will just go right for it. But now it has the 530D, which is a much better missile. Also, with newer changes, the 530D is just a much better missile. It can travel much further. And also, the Mirage 4000 is now 12.3 instead of 12.0. And it also got its cockpit, and I'll be showing some pictures here. You should be able to see its cockpit right now. And then also for the F-15, we had its flight model altered a little bit, so now you really can't rip its wings. I was flying the F-15 around a bit, as you can also see in this background footage, and I just haven't been able to rip the wings at all. If you didn't know, on the first iteration of the dev server, it was ripping extremely easily, even at some lower speeds, but especially at higher speeds, you could just pull a little bit, and it would rip, which should not be happening at all. But luckily that is fixed now. Also, the F-15J now has its cockpit. Previously, just the US F-15A was given its cockpit, and then the F-15 in the Israeli tech tree, the Baz also has its cockpit. Though the F-15J should be having a bit of a different cockpit, since it is an F-15C and not an F-15A, so there should be some differences in there. But currently, it seems like they just put in the placeholder cockpit that was on the US F-15A. So we'll see if that gets changed. It should, and if there's not, I'm sure some people will put out some bug reports on that. Also, the F-15J still has the visual model, the visual 3D model from the A. They're all still the same. But of course, it still should be a bit different. Now, the Su-27 also got its cockpit, though the J-11 does not quite yet. We are still missing that. And another big thing here, tanks now have stock APFSDS, which is great. Though the tanks that have it are only tier 8 tanks. So any new tanks that are tier 8, like the M1A2 Set V2, the T90M, and the Challenger 3 prototype, and then the Leopard 2A7V, those all have it. And any older tanks that were made rank 8 do also have stock APFSDS. So you should be also, if you were to spend G on that and SL, you should be getting that back, I believe, which is nice. So that's a good benefit. So if you have to get these tanks, you don't have to, if you were to spend GE on it, you don't have to do that anymore. Also, you just don't have to grind it out. You can go straight for parts and then FPE and so on, which is a very big help. Now, I didn't see any changes to the Gripen in the Swedish tech tree, though I also checked, and the Gripen C for Britain is not implemented yet, and like I was saying, no other new vehicles are in, so whatever Italy is planning on getting is not here yet. Also, there is an AMX International, which is in the files. You should be able to see the model here, which is someone was able to pull it up and view it in the game. Just in the hangar, though, of course. And then you're also able to, I'll show you here the modifications. So you should be able to have like 9Ls and drop tanks, and then I believe a couple of GBUs, which is nice. So maybe Italy will be getting that this update, which is not a new top tier fighter, but it'll still be a nice addition. People have been wanting that for a while. Assuming it comes this update, maybe. And also, like in the leak list, the Centauro 2, potentially that could be coming as well. We don't know. It still wasn't ready for today. And the dev server should be open until the 12th, which is tomorrow, unless they extend it again, which is possible, though I would expect they would probably be closing it soon. They usually don't keep it open longer than maybe Wednesday at the longest. I don't think I've ever seen it open longer than that. But we'll wait and see. I'll let you guys know if there's any more updates in the future. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It'll help me out a ton. And have a great rest of your day.